Mic check, hold on. Mic check. Against music. Do the mic check against music. Does that sound fine? Anyone want to tell me if the mic check between music is a little too high if it's constant? Okay, let's see if that... Okay, that's better. Alright. Welcome. Everybody, this is Triple Topper. Let me get my drink. It's a derivative drink. This is what I drink for taste. Still wonder how I'm going to get my caffeine and ginseng, but Pepsi Max, but... Alright. As you can see, nothing on my sleeve. Maybe I should throw this a little more. Nothing on my sleeve. We're just doing it as a sound check. We're going to play some Press Your Luck. You know, the game where you go on the big board and avoid the whammy to win big bucks. Well, first of all, these are virtual bucks. I'm winning no real big bucks. I'm only winning big virtual bucks here. And let me tell you a little bit my history of this game. I played it. I saw the Larson episode when I was a wee lad, and I thought that was like the most amazing game show single episode ever. And they never showed it until the 2000 something documentary. And when I called Game Show Network when I was around a young old teenager / young 20 something, I offered this suggestion that if you're going to show this episode, you might as well show it as a documentary, world premiere it, get people aboard, and get behind the scenes of that episode. Ask any people that are still alive what they thought about it. That was important to the conversation. And unfortunately, Michael Larson was dead, so James Larson, the two other contestants, Ed and Jamie, Peter Tamarkin, Bill Carruthers, the producer, and a few other people that were key players in that whole fiasco. Well, it's a fiasco except if you're the guy who figured out the pattern, but it's a fiasco if you're paying for the money to pay out the pattern. You know, ever since that episode, Bill Carruthers just fulfilled the contract of CBS and quit, even though it was popular, because they were afraid of another larceny. And so it's always a constant game of the people. No pun intended. You know, larceny is to steal, is the crime of committing theft through stealth. Theft through violence is called robbery, and theft through stealth is called larceny. So that's the difference between robbery and larceny. Anyway, as I said, I don't think I was the only one that suggested that they should do a documentary, but if it was, I feel honored that they took my advice and said, that's a good idea. When we're going to do the Larson episode, let's do a big documentary about it. And they did, and that was probably like the most successful one-off show play the Game Show Network ever did. And then, as I said, the new version, the 2000s version called Whammy, came up, and they had a flash game. You know, a flash game version of this show. And they had a simulation of the game where you answer questions and then you take your chances at the big board. Well, I played it, and at the time I had like a iMac CRT. At first, I didn't think about anything like this, but then I noticed I was getting scores. I looked at the scores. I was trying a strategy, which now Michael Larson studied the patterns. He might have taken my idea. He might have thought of my idea first, which was just stare at the board, wait until the big buck square always flashes, the one with 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, and always a spin, and keep hitting it and milking it till, well, hopefully milk it like a cow, which means the others never run dry unless you make a mistake.
Drapsnat, welcome to my channel. Kata, welcome to my channel.
Hello everyone, yeah. And then, as I found out, as I said, I was doing pretty good one time, and I got a fairly big achievement. I got Michael Larson's score, getting over 100,000, passing my spins, taking whatever spins were dealt to me, which the computer is dumb, doesn't deal it back to you very often, depending on the situation. So I won over $100,000, which I consider doing the larceny to the pressure luck board. So, and the strategy I used was I just stared at the big buck square and hit my mouse button right at the time. Now they made it really hard for another reason. One, your mouse cursor has to be over a specific area to hit the button. It can't be anywhere on the screen. So if you move it too much, you have to go back and remove it. And then the other thing it does is it puts a shot clock. Yes, they actually give you like a 30-second time limit to buzz in. Mainly to be in sync with the game show if you're playing along with the on-the-air game show. But what else that does is it prevents you from camping on Big Buck Square and doing my strategy of zone in and hit it. But apparently, and at first I thought nothing of it, and then I looked and I saw, wait a second. Then around 2012, 13-ish, I noticed I was getting bad game performance on my video game in my PlayStation 3D TV. Great PlayStation TV, great high definition TV for the time, great ping for the time, but not great compared to the CRT. So what do you do if? So I tried it on my other computer, which was a iMac something. I don't know what 2012 iMac. And I noticed I didn't get as good of a scores. And then I thought, wait a second, this would be the ultimate proof if CRT works. And then when I talk about CRT, I talk about cathode ray tubes. We're not talking about the racial theory. Okay. And so what we did was I noticed I was consistently winning, just not with astronomical scores. You know, because you can't time it because you'll always be off. And that's when you risk hitting a whammy. But now and I'm just saying, the thing is that, what do you call it? And the idea was that where was I at? Oh yeah, as I say, yeah, basically camp on the square and hit it. The shot clock made it so that if you missed your spot, you have to look around the board and plan an alternate exit strategy, or else you have no control where you stop. And the more times you stop with none of your control, the more likely you are to hit a whammy. So, you know, that was a good thing they did to prevent just anyone being a larceny. Just a shot clock. When the shot clock expires, it stops. Wherever it is, it stops. If it's good, it's good. If it's a whammy, too bad. You know, you should have buzzed in earlier. And then I noticed that there were like 10 million people that played that game, and their best game, only 100 people, like it was a 2-digit number of people that got 100,000 or better in the year like 2014, which means it's stored up a lot of time. So that means about less than 100 people know how to beat the Flash game. Now I'm saying, will this carry over to other versions like the Wii game or the PS3 game? Well, now we'll find out. Before I was playing with a non-CRT TV, so I had to go to my backup strategy, which is just scan the board, look for a time when there's no whammies on the board, hit the button for a safe spin. Now, I can win consistently.
Hi Isabay. Welcome to my channel.
Now with consistently large numbers, but not enough to consistently win. So, we got two strategies. Strategy 1, camp on the big buck square. Strategy 2, if that doesn't work. And now this is as close to direct as I can get. 720p converted from. Okay, well, we'll test it. It's going through component, but it has to be converted to HDMI. So, and then maybe it might take a little long. We'll find out if this works. So, let's start up the game. Okay. And we actually did Fremantle service. We found 100 games showed that the game was larcenable at the current state it was in 2003. Luckily, Game Show Network had a policy of had it written in the show, maximum 1 day and maximum $50,000, hard limit. So that means if you go more than 50,000, all you're doing is measuring your yardstick against Michael Larson. So that was a smart move Game Show Network did. No one actually took him up on the 50,000, or at least successfully took him up on the 50,000 limit. That would be interesting to see another Larson show, but you see, but I'm just saying that would have been the strategy to do it. Now, there's two things you could do to de-Larson the board one more time. You can either flash him so fast that it's past human reaction time, but then you'll be susceptible to patterns. But they already covered that in the 2002 version, so it could be random and super fast flashing. In which case, well, that's my store things I played on the non-CRTT. I won like 14 episodes and won 195,000, so about 10 to 20,000 an episode. 15, yeah, about 10 to 15,000 an episode. So that's what I consistently get. But I lost a couple times, but that was a bit. So let's play single player. Oh, by the way, if you ever seen the show on TV, you pretty much know how to play. You just. Let's see if I can Larson this board. Single player. I'm on episode 14. Richard used to be a pawn in high school. Today, table things are. Will you be caught up in the rematch? It'd be funny if the episode show 20 was Michael Larson. That would be funny if the show's Michael Larson. Yeah. Michael's going for $100,000. Going to a record of $100,000. And I'll try to answer it in the true spirit of a pressure lock, which means I'll speak the answer before the question.
Alisadra, welcome to my channel.
And that's question time. Go straight to the game because you're the only one playing and you don't care about avatars. And you already know your friends.
Here's our first question. Who was mayor of New York City during the 9...
Giuliani.
Give us your answer. From our three possible answers, the right one is... Let's hear player one's answer. Do you have an answer for us, player two? The right answer is Giuliani. Player two gets one spin. 3 spins for you, player three. Let's take a look at the next question. What is the distance that light travels?
A light year.
Do you have an answer for us? As always, we have 3 possible answers. Player one. Let's hear player two's answer. The right one is light year. 1 spin for player one. Player two gets an additional spin. 3 spins for you, player three. Let's take a look at the next question. Where was the Beatles' hometown?
Liverpool.
Let's hear your answer. As always, we have 3 possible answers. Give us your answer, player one. Player number two, what's your answer? The correct answer is Liverpool.
Can I get a perfect? Let's see if I can get a perfect round of spins here. Let's see if I get a PlayStation trophy.
Gets 3 spins. Here's the next question. On what day of the week was MASH originally aired? Give us your answer, player one. These are the 3 possible answers. Give us your answer, player two. Do you have
I'll
an
agree
answer
it's
for
Sunday.
us? The right one is Sunday. Player one, you get 3 spins.
Okay, I didn't get the perfect 12. Okay, but big deal.
Player three gets 1 spin. Take us to the big board.
I go last because that's the advantage I earn by getting the most spins. That means them 2 duke it out.
Start the first big board round. Don't get hit by the whammy. We'll start with player 2, and player 3 will play last. It's your go, player 2. What will it be? Spin or pass? $300. What will it be?
Let me
Spin or
see.
pass?
It looks a little faster than.
$500. Will you spin or pass? $600. Will you pass it along or spin?
First, we tried Larson's strategy.
$750. Time to
Alright, okay. That's a pretty good round one total for that few spins.
$300. Will you pass it along or spin?
The whammies are not very funny on this one. I don't know why.
$350.
I don't know if they didn't have the rights to use the whammy cartoons from specific writers or something.
Ouch! Whammy number one. Will you spin or pass? $500.
One more
Will
spin.
you pass it along or spin? $400.
Time for me to spin.
Player number three, it's your turn to play. What will it be? Spin or pass?
This literally never dealt me a...
You want a beautiful set of patio furniture?
Okay.
The set is worth $800.
I was literally waiting for that
Will you
square.
pass it along or spin? Oh,
Ah, yeah, too late. Okay,
your first whammy.
that's
Will
two
you pass
times
it
I've
along or
consistently
spin?
overshot it by one. Undershot it. So now let's just play the note.
$300. Will you spin or pass?
See the strategy? I'm waiting till the board has no whammies or very close to no whammies.
$1,000. What will it be? Spin or pass?
100 and spin.
$100 and one extra spin. What will it be? Spin or pass? A whammy.
Ooh!
Your second whammy. Don't worry, keep it up. Will you pass it along or spin? You're passing your spins to player two. Player number two, it's your turn to play. You've passed
Well, Larsony
spins
got
to
third
play.
place
Let's
in-
spin the board. $550. You've passed spins to play. Let's spin the board. A whammy. Your first whammy. Will you spin or pass? A whammy.
Bong!
Your
That's a funny.
second whammy. Don't worry, keep it up. Will you spin or pass?
She's either gonna take the lead or she's...
$550. Now that the first big board is over, let's jump to the second question round. Here's the first question. Which actor played Don Corleone in the movie The Gun?
Brando.
Let's hear your answer. Here's our three possible answers. Let's hear player one's answer. Player two's answer is... The correct one is Marlon Brando. Player one gets one spin. 3 spins for player three. On to the next question. If someone in the UK happily says something is smashing,
They think well of it.
let's hear your answer.
It's great. Okay, that's close to...
These are the 3 possible answers. Give us your answer, player one. Player two, your answer? The right one is, it's great.
That was close enough, I just said. They think well of it.
Here's our next question. Which football team is defined as the group of players who participate?
Special teams.
Let's hear your response. Let's check out the 3 possibilities. Player one, let's hear your response.
Some of these are quick buzzers.
Do you have an answer for us, player two? The right answer is special team. Player 2 gets an
Can I
additional
get a
spin.
sweep?
3 spins for you, player 3. Let's jump to the next question. Which Party of 5 actor has a twin? Give us your answer, player 1. We took out one wrong answer. Player 2, let's hear your response.
I'll go with the crowd.
The right answer is Jeremy London. 3 spins for you, player 1. Player 2 gets an additional spin. Let's add 1 spin for player 3. Big board.
Going first. Nerves of steel. Obviously, they made it so quick that you can't Larson the board or high enough ping. The end ping.
Player 3 and player 1 will play last. It's your go, player 3.
This game is not called Pass Your Spins. This game is called Press Your Luck.
$1,000 and 1 extra spin. Will you spin or pass? $500 and 1 extra spin. Will you pass it along or spin? $600. What will it be? Spin or pass?
$3,000.
$3,000 and 1 extra spin. Will you spin or pass? $500 and 1 extra spin. What will it be? Spin or pass? $500. Will you spin or pass? $500. Will you pass it along or spin? $600. What will it be? Spin or pass?
I'm gonna wait.
$700 and 1 extra spin. Will you pass it along or spin? $1,750. Will you spin or pass?
Spin.
$800. What will it be? Spin or pass?
Spin.
$2,000. Will
Let's
you
see.
spin or pass?
I'll spin.
$500.
Okay, that's enough to
What
burn.
will it be? Spin or pass? You're passing your spins to player 1. It's your go, player 2. Will you spin or pass? Advance 2 spaces. You win. Enjoy the sun with this trip to the Bahamas worth $2,000, all expenses paid for a week. What will it be? Spin or pass?
She cannot catch up unless she gets extra spins.
$800. It's your go, player 1. You've racked up some past spins. Get ready to spin the board.
Oh, he's coming to play. He's coming to play.
Extra spin.
He's coming to
You
play.
have some past spins in your pocket, so let's spin the board. $1,000 and 1 extra spin. What will it be? Spin or pass? You're passing your
6
spins
spin.
to player
Ooh.
3. Player number 3, it's your turn to play. You have some past
Okay.
spins in
He's
your pocket,
challenging me.
so let's spin the board.
I just gotta burn the spins.
$50. You've passed spins to play. Let's spin the board. $1,750. You've passed spins to play. Let's spin the board. $3,000 and 1 extra spin. You have some past spins in your pocket, so let's spin the board. $750 and 1 extra spin. Your past spins to play. Let's spin the board.
Oh, that was dangerous. That was dangerous. Slightly too late. Larson was too late on his last spin. That didn't cost him.
Get ready to spin the board. It's your go, player one. You have some past spins in your pocket.
About 18.
So let's spin the board.
About 60,000 to catch you.
$1,250. You have some past spins in your pocket. So let's spin the board.
No extra spin. No extra spin.
Enjoy the sun with this trip to the Bahamas worth $2,000, all expenses paid for a week.
$24,700. That's almost the limit. That's like the best. That was ever be the best score before Larson played the game. All right. So, what do you guys think? Anyone want to make any comments? You notice that secret? You notice that secret where you always hit the button? I think this game has a lot more no whammy boards than a normal show would have. It like always has four whammies on one board, 4, 2. It doesn't like mix up with like evens, like 3, 5, 1. It's like either 4, 6, 2, or 0. So, alright, so, alright, anyone want to say anything what they think of that? Anyone want to make any commentary? Did you notice the strategy I use? I think it's slightly too fast for Larsoning, which means I can win consistently, I just can't win astronomical amounts. Which is exactly what Fremantle and what Bill Carruthers won about this game. He knew the weakness. He said in the documentary he knew the weakness of camping on the big buck square and always getting extra spins. And so one day someone's gonna, he said he noticed that was gonna happen before it actually happened. He told the people at CBS, "You're paying for this. We're giving you fair warning. Someone's gonna figure this out one day, and if you don't pay, if you don't let us do extra patterns and allow us to change patterns of the board, someone's gonna milk you real bad." And Michael Larson did. And he said, "Well, it's CBS's money. They were the ones paying for it. We gave them the best information they could to help them preserve their money, and they didn't take it. Instead, they had one hell of a show that one day."
Oh, one Ella. Welcome to my channel.
Oh, by the way, any of you guys want to talk to me for real, or? All right, let me get my drink. Drink. Oh, by the way, the reason why I'm playing PlayStation 3 is because I was part of this. There's my drink. A generic, labelless drink. So, that's actually pretty athletic, to stare at the board and time it and avoid false hits. I made one mistake, luckily it didn't cost me. So, that's a pretty good total for 14 episodes. 14 episodes. That means I won about 15,000 an episode, so. Alright, well, I'm gonna rest myself, because that's pretty tough to do. But, see you guys next time, which might be later today. So I'll keep informed on Twitter at Triple Topper, and you'll see me again, hopefully later today, if not someday. And there's a lot of chatters, but no one actually chatting. There's a lot of bots, but no one actually chatting. So, and you didn't have to listen to soap commercials in the middle of the morning game show on CBS. So, well, now it's on ABC, but the original run was on CBS. But yeah, and then the next run was on Game Show Network. So, all right, I guess I don't know if I can make this board Larsonable. I don't know if there's a conversion between component to HDMI to VGA that's not fast enough to Larson the board. That'd be my ultimate pain test. So maybe maybe I'll play a couple other things and I'll get back to this with a different setup, straight HDMI to VGA. So we'll find out if that works later. But just remember, until I see you next time, which may be later today, remember, we are all two things in life. We're part of the world's greatest majority ever, the human race in its entirety, the human family throughout its entirety. We're also the world's smallest minority. The one, the individual, the self. For me, that's me. For you, that's you. For someone else, that's someone else. The one you have to care about the most. The one you're in charge of taking care of the most. But however, you cannot take care of yourself at the expense of others. You have to live with people in the world. You gotta have to do selfless and selfish things. And the best things is things that are, if something is both selfless and selfish, then it's a very good thing. Like, for example, talking to people. I'm hoping for an answer, but maybe you guys are laughing at me calling into the void. In which case, okay, the joke's on me. But yeah, I was just saying, remember, we're simultaneously individuals and members of the entire human family. You gotta keep both straight in order to be sane in this life. And until next time, goodbye.